What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Just to throw you some vlog here. I haven't been doing this for about a month for my travels, so you're probably wondering what I've been doing for the past month. Sorry that I've been doing this on a regular basis. After bowling a lot, I just got kind of a little bit of burned out. I really wasn't doing well on the tour, so I was kind of like, not depressed, but really down and out. I really didn't want to just share all those down moments with you guys while I was out traveling around. There was a lot of driving, especially after driving out to Vegas and then to Texas and then coming back. The last time I talked to you guys, I was going to Junior Gold, then I was going to bowl in Hammond, and then I was going to bowl a regional, and then I was going to come back. Well, all those taking place already. So before we went to Junior Gold, I did bowl a regional here in Spring Hill, which is a local tournament. I was there just a regular PBA event, not like the PBA 50 in the South region. We bowled on 41-foot bear. I did really well. I bowled B squad. Well, balls that really look good were the Rubicon, the Infinite Physics. I didn't use the Idle Cosmos, but those two look really good in practice. So for going into qualifying, I was on B squad again. Seems like I've been on B squads a lot lately. Well, I started out with the Axiom, and here's a few shots to show you what it looked like. They're not the best shots, but they are shots. Scores are really low. These young guys that are out here that are bowling these regionals, even though it was 41-foot bear and A squad, a lot of guys like to use urethane because flatter, 41 feet. Me, I don't understand it. I don't know why. You're going to score a lot higher using the other balls. But during B squad, they didn't use as much urethane, so our scoring was a little higher paced than A squad. But still, scores were really low. It was minus to make the cash round for the next day. And then after throwing the Axiom, I switched to Infinite Physics, and that ball was just money. It got me to I believe I was 20 or 30 over after the 8 games. Like I said, they were very tough, and so now I made it over to the Cashers round on Sunday. So then we came back on Sunday morning. We bowled 4 more games, and the pattern was a lot different. It was a lot drier, so we just kind of managed through those. Actually, it was 5 games. Through those 5 games, shooting 180s, 190s. So then I actually made the round of 16, which was surprising. The scores were actually coming down. So the round of 16 was basically 3 more games again. It was elimination. And after those 3 games, I didn't bowl very well. They were even drier. And then I was pretty much done for the day. So I ended up finishing 14th. So I went out to Junior Gold. We bowled in Grand Rapids. I had 6 youth bowlers that I was helping out while I was there. And I have good news. I had 4 out of the 6 cashed. 2 made the first cut, and 1 actually made the second cut. So I was really proud of them. They worked hard all year for a whole year to really go out there and do the best they can. Junior Gold is a very hard tournament. You have in the division of the U18 division, there was 1,235 entries. Oh wait, yes, there was 1,235 entries. There was like 500 cashing spots or more. So a lot of these kids put a lot of work in all year to go and just get ready for that tournament. Next year, we'll be doing the same thing. We'll be traveling to Indianapolis. Again, we were just there last year when my son bowled his last Junior Gold before going off to college. So I'm looking forward to coaching those kids up, helping them out, pretty much giving back to the next generation of bowlers. So then after Junior Gold was all over, I traveled to Hammond, Indiana, where I bowled one of the PBA 50 national stops. We bowled on the Billy Hardwick pattern again. So this is my 4th time bowling on it for this season. Before I left, I did drill 3 more bowling balls. I drilled the Idle Cosmos, the Infinite Physics, and I plugged and re-drilled original Rubicon that my son had that he wasn't using anymore. So I drilled those 3 balls to go in the arsenal to help out. A lot, like I said before, a lot of the stuff I was drilling early in the season was really strong. Balls were rolling early. As the summer happened, the balls were not getting the same amount of length, so we started drilling stuff with 5-inch pins. I drilled all 3 of those with 5-inch pins. And how did I do? In Hammond and the regional, I bowled North Carolina. Well, in Hammond, we bowl on, like I said, we bowl on the Billy Hardwick pattern. I did make the first cut, which I was very happy about. I used the Infinite Physics. I used the Idle Cosmos, so the 5-inch pins really helped out. There was just one oil. There wasn't a re-oil like we normally have. So the first day I bowled B squad, so that was on the burn. And then the second day we came in and bowled on the fresh. Of course, from one day to the next, the lanes played, totally different from one day to the next after all the re-oils. But I did make the cut. So then we came back the next morning and I bowled 5 more games, and I did very well. Used the Infinite Physics for all 5 games and made my first match play, which was very exciting. So I had some positive going into the week, especially after not practicing or bowling for like 2 weeks because of junior gold and everything. In the round of 24, I did bowl John Burkett, and we had a close game the first game, which was, it's going to be 3 games total pins. So he shot 219, I shot 214, and then the lanes just kind of transitioned a little bit, and I couldn't figure it out. Shot 160, where he shot 210, so he was up by 40 going in the last game. I really need a big game. Really getting frustrated, so I really didn't have a good game. So he ended up beating me, and pretty much after he beat me, he went on and just ran through the field and ended up winning his first title, which was pretty awesome. Former baseball player, and to come out and bowl for as long as he's been bowling, and to win his first title. So congratulations to John Burkett on your first title, man. Good job. So then after bowling in Hammond, I was taking that that positive of making the cut and making match play, where I traveled down to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I bowled the Southern Region PBA 50 event. We bowled on that the pattern we used for that event was the Mark Roth, where we used that. The last time I bowled on that pattern was Lightning Strikes, which was the first event of the PBA National Tour in Fort Myers. And bowled practice session, had a kind of idea how I wanted to play the lanes. So, and they were very tough. We came in Saturday, bowled B squad, and scores were not very high. A couple guys kind of whacked them a little bit in the A squad. For B squad, our scores were a little bit higher, but it was a grind.
Yeah, I wanted to get that one on there.
See, the balls that I use for qualifying, I use Idle Cosmos. I use my regular physics, because that one had a little bit stronger pin than Infinite Physics, and that one rolled well for a game, and then transitioned to Idle Cosmos, and then just trying to figure out balls, and trying to make the cut. Going into the 7th game, I shot 160, so I was in the cut, then I was out of the cut, and we made the turn, and I hunkered down, used Idle Cosmos that last game on 3 and 4, shot 240, and got myself into 8th. So I went from 17th to 8th, and I got myself a first round bye for match play. All right, so Sunday. So I didn't have to be there until 10:30 in the morning. The first round was going on at 9 o'clock for the round of 16. Of course, I was already in the round of 8, or going to move into the round of 8 if I won that match. So I didn't have to be there till later, but I went early and watched, and kind of had a game plan what I was going to do. My first match was against Jeff Himes, and it was this was match play, so it's head-to-head, best 2 out of 3. Then I ended up winning 2-0 against him and moving on, and I bowled Darryl Bauer in the next round, in the round of 8. He won just the weekend before PBA 50 tournament that we had in the South. I believe they bowl on Del Ballard with short pattern. So then I bowled him next. Same thing, 2 out of 3. I won the first game, and then the second game I had a chance to beat him going into the 10th frame, and I 4-9'd, so that didn't happen. And then the next game he just kind of lost his reaction, and my reaction was getting better, and I ended up beating him to move on to the round of 4. Then we had a break for the re-oil. Then I had, in the round of 4 I had to bowl Chris Collins. So the 4 of us that was left was Michael Painter, Kip Roberts, Chris Collins, and myself. So I had to bowl Chris Collins, and he just didn't, when our round of 4 1-game match, he didn't have very good ball reaction. I ended up beating him 230 to 130. And then Kip beat Michael Painter in his round of 4. So I had to bowl Kip for the title. I bowled Kip previously, I think it was like 2003. And he's a very good, accomplished bowler. And I knew it was going to be tough. And it was a close match, but he ended up beating me for the title 226, I think 208, something like that. Well, all he had to do was spare in the 10th frame of the game, and he already won. He won. So once he spared, I knew I lost, so I didn't worry about the 10th frame. But still, good week. Go for Hammond, go to Charlotte, made match play for the first time. and then to make, to come in second and go for a title run in the regional. Right now, there's still one more event left on the PBA National Tour. I'm not bowling the last two. The reason for that is, unfortunately, I'm financing myself to go out there and bowl, and I was expecting to cash a little bit more than I did. And even though I had a really good month, the month of July, the money just wasn't there. So, like I said, some of the other guys maybe have sponsors, or have help from the ball companies because they have higher contracts than I do. Even though I'm on Storm staff, I have a lower entry-level contract, so mine's based on incentives for what I do well. So it was just time to come home. All in all, I've had a good season. Bowled 8 or 9 out of the 15 events, traveled all around. I really learned a lot this year about bowling in that environment. You gotta understand, when you're bowling leagues at home, you drill your bowling balls, set up for the house shots or the league play, and how you're bowling with 3-man teams, 4-man teams, maybe 5-man teams. When you're bowling out there, professionally, the patterns are totally different. Like I've discussed before, we use a Kegel machine in regionals. We use a Brunswick machine out in the national tour. So the lane patterns, even though they're designed the same, they play a lot different. So to go through all summer, I've drilled a lot of bowling balls, learned a lot about my layouts that are going to work for me. To help me succeed out there, and pretty much all the new releases that are coming out as well. Make sure I have built an arsenal. And going out there, a lot of my bowling balls were drilled for house shots. They weren't drilled for those patterns, so the learning curve wasn't as quick as I was expecting. I put a lot of pride in myself. I think I'm a pretty good bowler, and I thought I was going to jump out there and do a lot better than I did, caching wise, that is, and I didn't. So. But am I upset at myself? No. This is my first year of bowling. I haven't bowled professionally in 16 years, so this is my first year really doing it full time again. So I'm really happy with going out there, not participating, but going out there and doing all this learning and gathering all the information I can. That way, when I go next year, I'll be ready for what's at stake. All right, guys. So that's what I've been pretty much doing for the month of July. For this month of August, I'm going to get my schedule all set up for all the coaching that I do, the youth bowlers that I do, and then I'll be practicing for basically I'm going to bowl the rest of the PBA 50 regional events for the rest of the year and try to make the RPI team. So if you guys can, tune in, check it out, and we'll get some more vlogs while I'm on the road. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.